But I'm going to present two scenarios that I get asked quite a bit in training, and we'll go from there. Okay, to begin with, you need to enable the progress billing option in your firm, at your firm. So you're going to go down into settings, go all the way to the very bottom, and right here in the invoicing section of settings, and you will click on enable progress billing feature. You will toggle that to the right, and then you'll click save all the way down here at the bottom. Pretty easy. Okay. For the first scenario I'm going to talk to you about, this is when you have a large project that you are going to take some money up front, and you may take more money along the way. This project is going to take you several months, and you want to leave the time open until the very end of the project, where you'll then either settle up with the client by charging more, billing them for more, or you will call it even and settle it with what you have obtained already in payment. So the one I'm going to demonstrate is this business tax return. So I have gone ahead and entered a little bit of work for a little bit of time for this project. And if you look on the billing dashboard here, you're going to see that I entered some time in January. So I'm taking this project, we're going to pretend that we're back at the beginning of the year. And I entered time as to set up the project. And then I'm going to invoice them to get money up front to create a progress bill. To do that, since I entered time in January, you need to have your billing dashboard set to the end of the month. So right here is where I entered time for this project to receive payment upfront. So I just entered 15 minutes of time. So I'm going to select my time entry, put the year, and create progress bill. This is where you can put in a description of what you want it to say on the invoice, what you want to appear on the invoice. I'm going to just say partial bill for business tax. And then I'm going to charge, say $2,000 upfront and click save. Also, that I'm going to carry my time forward. Okay. So I'm asking it to carry it over to February because I want any time that we work to be carried over. So I click save. There's my $2,000 right here for me to bill the client. So I'll click invoice, partial bill for business tax return, $2,000, and click submit. Now, once I go into the client, you'll see down here, there's a negative $2,000. This is to represent the $2,000 that I have received. Whether they've paid me or not, the system is thinking that, yes, we've got $2,000 in here to accumulate our workforce. So if I go to the project and start entering time, and I'm going to back this up because this is in January. So I'm going to enter some time in January. And I'm going to enter some time, let's say in February. That's fine. And let's add more time in April. Okay, so that last time entry that I entered was in April. So I'm going to take our billing dashboard to the end of April. And here we are. Here is the $2,000 that we've received. And this is the time, the other entries are the time that we've worked. So if I click the invoice button, you'll see that I'm over $200.30 to $2,300. You can choose to invoice the client the $230, or you can write it down to $2,000 and call it even. And this will close out the time that you have in the project, and create a final invoice. If I write this down to $2,000 to create a zero invoice, then there's nothing to invoice the client. What they've paid me is all I need. Or as it was before, I could bill them for $230. Another scenario is if I wasn't finished with the project, I could select the time entries and create another progress bill for more money. And that would again provide me the opportunity to bill them for more money as another progress bill. So I'm going to create this invoice. It wipes out my time and my project is complete. Okay. Now we're going to go on to the next scenario. The next scenario is if I have a monthly accounting service client engagement and I'm charging $300 a month for this bookkeeping work, and I have created the scope of work to be for bookkeeping. I'm going to select apply the progress bill. In this scenario, I had it start on February 1st. It creates a positive and a negative billable item, and I will be able to go to the billing dashboard, click on the positive, and create my invoice. I need to backdate my invoice to represent February. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead at the beginning of the month and bill them $300 for the bookkeeping that I'm going to do. So I have done that work. I have billed them for that. So then if I go into the bookkeeping project and start entering time for February, and let's say at 2 hours bookkeeping, and then I'm going to add more time in February. So then I'm going to take my billing dashboard to the end of February. Actually, the end of March. I apologize. End of March. There we go. For the end of March, you'll see that I have the $300 that I took up front, and then the time that I've worked. And when I click on the invoice button, you'll see that I actually worked the exact amount of time that I billed them for up front, the $300. Obviously I would bill them this, create the zero invoice, and we would call it even. And the next month we would do the exact same process. The idea behind this is this time is left open, that if I needed to charge more, let me go back in and let me add some more time. So if I went over, okay. So I've gone over $75 in my time. So I can see that they paid me $300. I've got $375 in the project, and I can bill them $75. Or I can choose to write this down and not bill them $75. But it gives you the option. The progress billing leaves the time open so you can choose whether or not to bill them more, and it shows you the money that you've received up front. that was a very short and sweet demonstration of our two progress billing questions that I get in scenarios.